star player.
Okay, have at it.
One of your go-to phrases is speed and size. Is that the case tonight?
Well, that's what we tried to convince them of, because obviously we could never get as big as them. But I thought the first half we played pretty quick and pretty fast. Second half we didn't at all, and obviously they outplayed us the second half. But yeah, I thought that was our, obviously when you're not very big, you need to be quicker. And that old adage, we're not very big, but we sure are slow. That doesn't usually win a lot of games, and so we had to be quicker.
What did you think of Marcus Garrett tonight?
Thought he was, other than speed, the best player in the game. He does a lot of good things defensively, and he made a couple of great drives, and of course knocked down a three. But he did some things from a defensive standpoint that was probably better than what all our other perimeter defenders did. So I thought he played great. Best game he's had in a long time.
You've been saying you wanted LeGerald to be more aggressive, put his handprint on the game. I think that was the phrase you used. How did you feel his game improved today?
I thought he's better, but I don't think he put his handprint on the game. I think a lot of times he had a big guy on him and didn't drive it, and he deferred to other guys. But it was better. I mean, it was good to see him get double figures, but he didn't rebound the ball, I don't think, very well. I don't think anybody did a very good job second half in that area. But in the first half, I thought he was effective and aggressive and those sorts of things. But in the second half, I really didn't see that much aggressiveness.
When you are playing small, he's important to kind of attack that big man, isn't he?
Well, if they put him on him, yeah, I would think whoever, one thing about A&M, they didn't try to match up with us, and to be honest, we really didn't try to match up with them. So if that's the case, they're always going to have Williams or Morales or whatever, guarding a guard. So whoever he's checking, needs to be able to try to take advantage of that. If you don't take advantage of it, it plays to their favor.
At the beginning of the season, you called this team soft. Do you think that's still the case?
Well, I think we played soft. Yeah. I think there's some things that we do that are hard. I think that our competitive spirit, late games, most of those things have been pretty good. But I thought the first half we looked like we weren't soft. I thought the second half we rebounded the ball like a soft team. So we can certainly get better there. But it's hard to get too excited. You're -7 and rebounding again. It doesn't matter who you play or whatever. We had opportunities to not be in that, and I think our lack of energy in the second half certainly didn't make us look very quick, and it certainly didn't make us play very tough.
Did you think the rebounding the first half when you opened up the big lead was pretty good?
Yeah, I thought, yeah. Yeah, but the thing about it is, it was different though. I mean, it was 11-4 on second chance points, so a lot of times they got some offensive rebounds that didn't really play out to be advantages, and we made the most of ours. So yeah, I thought we did a better job.
Bill, you hit 10 threes, I think, in the first half. We're seeing teams all over the country take more threes, make more threes. What would you attribute that to? Why is the game shifting that direction? More teams, shooting the three, depending on that.
Well, I think the game is certainly getting smaller. You look in the NBA, the game's smaller. 3 men are now. If you're a tall 3-man, now you can be a bad matchup for. And Texas A&M is one of the few teams. Texas being one, A&M being one. Maybe K-State a little bit, even though Dean Wade can shoot it. We haven't played very many teams that play 2 traditional bigs. Iowa State does, and West Virginia does. So I guess there's been a few, but for the most part, the hardest thing to guard is when it is a ball screen with a 5-man where you got 4 guards around it, because it forces help and you can play behind that. And I think that a lot of people are going to that, and so I think the game's getting a little bit smaller, and also I think I'm not sure teams know how to attack the 3-point line better. I'm not saying that at all, but I don't think defensively across America, I don't know if defenses are as good as what they were 6 or 7 or 8 years ago, maybe because of rules or whatever, where people are playing a little bit less aggressively on the perimeter defensively, maybe because of touch fouls and things like that. But I don't have a definite reason. But I know with us, you got good shooters and you're small. That's got to be something we try to take advantage of.
Bill, you mentioned Morales. Do you think he goes against the traditional definition of a big guy? Because, I mean, you saw him shooting out on the perimeter.
Yeah, he always does. I think he had taken 49 or 53s going into this game, but he's still a big, he's a four-man that can shoot, but I still consider him, he's still a lot bigger than our guards.
He didn't get to the free throw line, but what did you think of Udoka's bounce back game after a rough ending?
I thought he was actually good the first half, and I thought the second half, the technical totally took him out of everything. I didn't think the first half, he protects the rim, 4 block shots, 6 rebounds. Second half, 12 minutes, no block shots, no rebounds. So I didn't think he was any factor the second half. And that's the second time I think that's happened. And the first time, there's no doubt he deserved a technical this time. So I was disappointed in that, to be real honest with you, because I think those are selfish plays. When you do something that hurts your team like that, and he knew that's intentional. I mean, he knew that was a personal foul, and he knew he was going to have to set the next 5 or 6 minutes. And that's obviously when we didn't play very well. So, but I thought he did fine. But I didn't consider it a bounce back game. I mean, for him, I mean, he didn't do bad at OU. He just missed his free throws late. But I didn't think his play against OU was bad, and certainly it wasn't bad today. It was just limited.
You guys were able to keep it in double digits the entire second half. Is it nice to have one of these to kind of?
Yeah, it is. But still, though, I mean, it wasn't as comfortable as what I would have hoped. I think that we could have played a lot better the second half and been able to sub and place Silvio and get Devontae off the floor and stuff, but because we didn't, those things didn't happen.
But you guys, you had the Manhattan Monday night. What do you expect or anticipate? I mean, one game separates everybody or quite a few teams. And
I would anticipate the same thing that we anticipate every time we go to Manhattan. It'll be the best environment that we'll play in this year from a competitive standpoint. I mean, we won't go to a place that will rival the energy that they have for us anywhere else that they would have for us. Even though we played in front of some great home courts, but there's a little venom and hatred in this one. So and they got a lot to play for as well, and they're playing great. So I think it'll be the toughest atmosphere we've played in this year.
Did you see them about to take off when they played you guys here?
I thought they played great against us here. And to take off would probably, I don't know how I'd word it, but I knew that they were getting good fast. And they certainly, like today's game, I watched today's game, but hey, they found ways to win games where the games are in the 50s. They found ways to win games when the games are in the 80s. They can score, and of course Brown and Wade have both had great conference seasons. So they're a good team. They don't beat themselves.
When A&M had the bonus, you did take Udoka out. Let's go through the thought process there.
Yeah, well, that was probably right, because the next time they were going to foul him. So I was going to put him back in if we had kept the lead, hoping they'd foul him in the last minute or so. But we didn't make our free throws. They didn't score, so it just kind of stayed status quo. But I think that's a lot different situation when you're trying to win a game and the game's won and you're just trying to preserve it than it is when it's a one-possession game with 3.5 minutes left.
You mentioned wanting to get Silvio and maybe a little bit more tonight. Knowing kind of what's looming the rest of the way this year, how difficult is it to kind of find those spots to try and give him more minutes?
It is difficult if you're going to play 4 guards all the time. It's difficult. Mitch played great tonight, Mitch was great the first half, and when I subbed for Doak when he got his first foul, I can't remember exactly what it was at the timing. I put Silvio in front of Mitch, and Mitch had done nothing wrong. He had played well. So as long as we're playing one big, it's going to be hard. If we play 2 bigs more, it'll be a little easier. And I keep saying that could happen, but it hasn't looked good in practice at all. And I'm not talking about offensively, I'm talking about defensively. So So, we gotta get a lot better at that. Right now, our guys are in a comfort level on how they wanna guard defensively, and then if you switch that up and you're not switching as much, and how do you guard ball screens if you're not switching, and you're not used to big fly switching off that. I mean, there's some things that we've worked on, but we're just not very good at it yet.
Did you work out personally with Sylvia shooting free throws this week?
I didn't shoot any free throws with Sylvia.
You don't-
I did with Dope, but,
Oh, I'm sorry.
but not with Sylvia. Yeah, we shot a lot of free throws this week.
You disappointed that he didn't get to shoot any today?
Disappointed may be a stretch, but I was certainly looking forward to having that opportunity.
When you talk about that speed beats size thing, what aspect of your team's speed do you like the most about this group?
I think when we're getting better at driving it downhill.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if we could get LeGerald doing it, that would be pretty complete. Even the league's driving it downhill. Speed's become our best driver of the ball without question lately. So we're getting better at driving it downhill, and even though we didn't shoot any free throws today, you know, our free throw numbers have gone up astronomically once we got into league play. So you know, I think we're hard to match up with when we're playing that way, and certainly when we're playing fast in transition. If we can rebound the ball and get out and run, you know, we're pretty good in transition. The problem is when you don't rebound it, or you have to take it out of bounds, and then you know that eliminates so many opportunities.
Did you don't tinker with anything at all in his form?
Yeah, we worked on a lot of things. But the thing about it is, and it actually looks pretty good, but it's a little bit different under pressure. You know, if you don't, you know, it takes a lot of discipline not to revert back to what you know. So I've been shooting it that way for a lot of years, and we tried to change in 48 hours. So it's not totally changed, and it's not going to be totally revamped until the off season. But it's something that he's got to address. But his technique was certainly better and more sound, I think, since the OUD.
On his dunk there, he had to spread his legs so he wouldn't land on the guy.
Yeah.
Then he had to look down to make sure he didn't step on him. Did he just look down too long?
I think he may have said something too.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so.
Thanks, Coach.
All right.
Coach.